Hi. Happy Wednesday. Let me shove this in the back a little bit more. I think that was the problem with my thumbnail. I was like, why is this sticking out? It's because I wasn't shoving it back in where it's supposed to be. So yeah, happy Wednesday. I'm on time today. I'm so sorry. My scheduling is erratic and not totally stable. It's my first year. Okay, technically not. I was on YouTube some years back, then I didn't like it. Then I ran to Instagram. Then I did realize that it was kind of I don't know. I work a lot harder there and then I get very little back and I know like, oh, just do it for the joy and it kind of sucks when there's not much growth in your channel. Almost a channel in your account, right? But at the same time, it's not enough for me to do I guess they call it in, I guess, online relationship land, the pick me dance in trying to garner more attention because it never really works out for me. Kissing people's butts to get more attention. I'm not very good at that, as you can tell. So, what I have on the spread is, well, basically, I did mention I'm not going to focus only on card art, but I still have to work on some of them anyway. And behold, my lovely fish bag. Thankfully, it does not have a scratch and sniff option, and it smells like literal fish, though that would be pretty authentic and a bit too realistic. Plus, people don't usually like the smell of fish. Okay, bye-bye. And then I mentioned I have some more things that are not related to card art, like these books. I say these because there's another one. I painted over it. Would you like to see? You can see the backside. Bam. So I have this idea of making my own books, but not involving publishers and all that fancy schmancy stuff because I don't know things. And so I figured let's just make my own books, see what happens from there. Thank you I told you to be quiet. It's fun when people don't like to listen to you. So anyway, now that was dripping with sarcasm if I wanted to admit that much. Anyway, I wanted to try something different from the usual cards because sometimes I want to. You guys left. Okay, I'll live. I've been having these books for several years. I think it was a gift from one of my siblings. And are you going to cooperate? Huh? Now you cooperate. But then when I go further back, it's like kind of, sort of. Don't make me replace you. I can do that. I am the manager. And I don't know. I'm just making shit up. But yeah, I really liked how this is going. However, this sort of reminds me of how to explain. Similar to, I think I have something similar, like a photo album, but similar to this stuff, like these basic journal thingies, and they have like a gold thing. I almost thought about putting gold, and then I changed my mind because it's like, doesn't this look like an Amazon product? I still like it regardless. I like the colors. It's supposed to be from a sunset, and it had some weird patterns in the sky. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Let's do that. And I like the colors because I like colors. There's nothing wrong with that. So, I will not show the contents inside. I think I shown one. I forgot where at. Maybe in one of my talking video takes. But these are definitely fun to do. And I need to stop talking so much. But I just want to cover things down before I forget because I forget a lot. And yes, I forgot that I had this kind of card. I don't know whether or not I will use this for actual card projects. I don't know what is this guy's deal. Originally, I meant to make this as like those to and from cards in case I run out of Christmas to and from cards. And I thought they were kind of funny. And I still think they're funny. But now that I look at it, I'm like wondering maybe I should make something. But then because it's a word bubble, you have to put words, right? I don't know yet. If you have ideas, that would be great. Of course, I will credit you. Playing cards, I think I showed this a while ago. You know what's so weird? I don't go through these as fast as the message cards. I originally thought I would like a slightly larger surface area. For those who are not aware, see the difference? Yes. However, I don't know why. Even though even I don't know if you can tell, but this camera, I swear, I'm gonna end you. So you can kind of tell there's a bit of a texturing on the surface. And this one is totally smooth. And this camera, I'm gonna throw you out the window. You can't do anything about it. So yeah, I noticed despite this being too smooth and causing more problems, whereas this one has texture and it has some kind of nice painterly-ish like effect to it. For some reason, I crawl back to this. I still like it. What's wrong with that? So sorry, you guys. This has been taking much longer than I wanted. And I need to figure out what the heck do I do with these other ones. Otherwise, I don't know. I have been slow on my art stuff lately. I had some doctor's appointments I had to take care of. I had really, really irritating bills that you don't want to hear about. You're not missing much, but my gosh, my poor wallet is crying so loud, but you can't hear it because only certain special people can hear it, and I'm not included because I'm a nobody. Okay, so anyway, I figured I can do some. Where is you? Okay, so I might as well do an ocean-esque painting because I've been getting into that lately. I've been collecting pictures, stock images online, and I want to do more than just collecting stock images because even though I do that by a lot, if you see my folders, oh my gosh, I don't want to show you, it's embarrassing. But when I get into them, I don't stop collecting the hoarding, but then it gets too much to the point where I don't use anything. It's just so easy to hoard than actually repainting them. If you don't draw, you know what I mean. But then for me, thankfully, I try not to be just settling for stock images. I want to try to recreate it. I don't always have to put my own original spin. I can, but I don't feel like it. I just want to make sure I can actually do it. So it's more like practice training, and I like pretty colors and shit, you know? So, oh my gosh, my camera wants to be a little jerk. I think I have to put on a video, but I have to mute it so it's not annoying. Oh, okay. Ha, I beat you. Okay, so now I need to, oh my gosh. Come on, you. Let's get on with it. It's already 7 minutes. You're wasting time. You're supposed to be fast. Okay, so the colors are not totally accurate, but it's fine. I'll live. I'll try to live. I know I said I was not only going to do card art, but now I'm doing card art because I fooled you. I'm just kidding. No, I don't have much going on right now. This one, I wanted to work inside, but then I have to show you what's going on, and I'm trying to keep it as a kind of a surprise. But this surprise is going to take a long while just because I'm not sure how it will turn out. It's still in the very rough draft stages. But there are paintings involved. I think I made only 3. There's a lot of pages. You'd be surprised how many pages these small books have. And they have different sizes, which is kind of cool. However, I'm not very sure whether or not I can maintain this kind of project because you can tell I'm used to doing this and being a little bit half-assed about it. Yes, I admit it. This, however, I want to take more seriously. The other problem is I am a bit sloppy because of this habit that I have in my card art. So it's sort of translating into, it's kind of rubbing off, onto other projects. And I need to not do that. So this is the problem with me having to shift gears in different projects where sometimes my current projects tend to leech off onto other things when I'm trying not to do that. I'm not sure if that's a problem with other artists, but this is a current problem with me lately. Okay, so blah, 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 what do I talk about? So this one, thankfully, is not that hard in terms of getting some lines down. I just have to place certain things where, okay, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. So that's it. That is it. That's all I got to deal with. Not bad, right? But it's the painting that is the problem. All right, so what the heck do I do? What colors? I need to be consistent, dang it. Okay, so no, wait, not you. Get out of there. This one, kind of this one. Where is yellow? Yellow, where is you? I have a lot of pink, funny enough. Like I mentioned, I did not think I would like pink, but here I am. hoarding all the pinks. And okay, where is he? I am embarrassed. I sometimes use some of these because they have colors that I cannot have in these dang bottles, or I have to custom make them. I don't like doing that. Oh, thank you. And so right now I can't find my yellow. It has been eluding me. I'm also considering painting over this because yes, I went to Hot Topic. It's not so much me, though I do get shirts. I also look for gifts for my nieces and nephews. They're at that stage where, edgy is fun now. So I tend to find things that I like in the process of finding gifts. This is the problem that I have. And I do like this, and I feel like I could paint it a little bit better. I don't like the positioning of the eye, so there is some kind of embossing, or you can tell where the eye placement is, and he even has a butthole placement here. He needs to wipe, okay? And so the other thing is, this is banana scented lip balm. And is this finger for 10-year-olds? Probably. And I just find it weird it's near his butthole. So if you want some butt cream, here you go. Why is it near his butthole? I don't know, man. Ask the developers. I did not come up with it. So when am I painting? Okay, I am, I swear. I think I slept too long. I'm so used to not having a lot of sleep that when I actually get enough sleep, I am too sleepy. I think that's a bad thing. I need to improve on that because they keep mentioning you need to have more sleep or you will die early. That's what they say now. Like they just try to ram it in home to make sure you get that sleep. And I'm okay, fine, I'll sleep. Then I do the required amount of sleep. Now I'm super tired. So I have to try to get used to that now that I need to sleep more. I shorten my lifespan, but it does not always apply to some people. I know some people that have much less sleep than I do, and yet they're way older than me. I'm not going to tell who or what, but I know of them. Oh, there's pink here too. Is this the same? This one has a more actual. I used most of it. And it's kind of dry. Okay, never mind. Damn it. Sorry. Okay, so I got to blend these two together. So this is the boring part for normal people where, so what? When is it going to get to the good part? This is where you need editing. I hear you. I understand your plight. But this is the boring part that a lot of artists tend to skip over because they are aware that people do not appreciate the process. They just want to skip over to the results. But some people do enjoy the actual process, but I haven't met any people like that yet. Do you know any people? I don't. Oh, I did try joining Kara. I forgot if I remember talking about it in one of my takes, but not so much on YouTube. I tried joining. They won't let me join. Is it me? Probably. But I tried to register. It's free, right? So when I try to fill in the information, there's not that much information. I click on connect or register, whatever. It was basically error, does not compute. You are ugly. But yeah, I'm just kidding. They won't call you ugly, but it kind of feels like that when they won't let you in. But yeah, they don't say that. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. Okay, stop crying. So I figured this is a red flag for me because I cannot get in, and I want in just to see what's the big whoop. But how can I get in if they won't even let me register? And even some people are, they're tagging their Kara accounts to their Instagram. I'm like, well, dang it. So I might try again later today, but even after one time, I don't feel like it. I might just wait till the official release happens because it ain't working for me. And I feel like I take the piss out of being an artist. I know people take it way more seriously because it's their livelihood. I understand that. I wish I can do that. It's just right now, I notice when money and marketing is involved, I have so much less fun. I have a lot less fun, I mean, that when that is involved, and but people don't have a choice. It's their livelihood. I get it, okay? I get it. I don't like when people assume I don't know things, but I think it's because I tend to pretend to play dumb. Not all the time though. There are some everyone has dumb moments. It's okay to admit that. Don't be a jerk about it. But oh no, this is a lot more than I thought. Okay, never mind. So there are dumb moments and there are smart moments, and yeah, for me this is more of a hobby, and um dealing with boring grown-up things, and I have a lot more fun thinking that way, but I know a lot of people do not have that opportunity to do it as a hobby. It's for their work, and I'm not saying at work is bad, but I do know that you cannot always do what you want to do. You have to do what other people tell you what they want, and you got to comply and do their commission. There you go, commission. My brain is tired. So by the time you have your own time to do your own stuff, someone else wants you to do work for them. And that's how it is basically as freelance artists and stuff, more or less. Okay, I'm not saying all of them are like that, but for the general rundown, yes, that usually is the case. And as for me, I don't tell people that because I'm not an official thing yet. I just do things for fun. And I usually do things for friends. And I have been told, oh, you can make so much money doing this kind of stuff. And it sounds nice. It sounds nice when it's an idea, but when you actually have to do all the stuff, which I've tried before, where you have to do all the bookkeeping, you have to do all the accounting, you are by yourself. Okay. I have to emphasize. It sounds so much easier, and some people just kind of market, oh, it's so great. Do it being your own boss. And you are your own boss. Okay. You have to know what that really means. It sounds nice. It sounds nice until you actually do all of the work. And for those who can actually do the work, I am so envious of you. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? Especially when you're successful and all that stuff. You're going to have ups and downs, but as long as you're consistent with what you're doing, seriously, I support you. Keep doing what you're doing. For now, right now though, I have ideas on doing low key side hustles similar to that, but right now I'm just keeping things under wraps just because I don't like telling ideas and then people remind me that I'm gonna fail, because I've had that. It's not fun hearing that. I know, I hear it. I hear you, but sometimes it's like I heard enough. Leave me alone. So anyway, oh gosh, is this enough? This is a bit much. Okay, now there's some. Okay, I see. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here with the reference. Okay, I also need that annoying coral. Coral! Where is the coral? Maybe this one will have to do for now. Right. Other things going on. I wrote notes, but not enough because I was also doing a reel while I was trying to set up the live stream. I multitask, fun fact. While tired, don't do what I do. So anyway, for future reels, I may re-upload some and put my face. I don't know if I'll do all of them, but a good chunk of them I will start putting my face on them as, reacting. Just a heads up. And I also put a face mask on because I feel like it. I don't want to focus too much on the mug on here. So it's not like, oh, I'm totally not showing my face. It's on Instagram, but yeah, who cares, right? So I don't want to focus too much on that. I just want to post shorts, post art, and then community tabs every so often and call it a day. That's it, right? Let me see what else is going down. My paper fell and it's far away. Why did you go? Oh, other projects while I do some of this. Oh, I meant that I'm only going to show future projects that is not only about cards, but I still do card art because I have a whole bunch of cards I really need to get knocked over and I want to get them done. I think it's already more than half. I'm pretty sure. Not bad for a card deck 2. So One other thing I wanted to use, I found at Daiso. Yeah, I go to Daiso surprisingly not as much as I wanted. But this one you can put your like a picture. I know there's like what is this? Like your favorite boy band or K-pop band, J-pop, whatever. Um, it's like an idol card case, and you could put it on here. But I'm gonna try to put my own drawings on here and see what happens. It's probably better to do like a digital print, and then I could put, get the dimensions of here and then apply it to my paper. I have like two other ones similar to this, like another one's pink and a round one. I'm just experimenting and see how that goes, because I know people tend to not really give a crap about pictures on here, but I would like to try to make a smaller image on here and see what happens. And this is a bit of a challenge because, as you can see from the scaling, this is way smaller than this sucker here. But I figured it would turn out well, and it's an idea for a gift for a really cool friend of mine. Why is there a hair here? I thought I cleaned you up. Go away. Go away, you spot of doom. Ew. And so another project. Okay, so this is a painting project on a figurine. I've been meaning to try to do that, and I haven't gone around to it because sick, crappy weather making me sick, stuff, and I'm also nervous. So I found this yesterday while I was shopping. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago, right? And he is my favorite character. I don't care. I know people say, "Oh, he's dumb. Oh, he's a knucklehead." He has his own. He's a freaking prodigy in his own right, damn it. And so I wanted to paint certain areas. It does look very plasticky, and I want to try to. They have similar paintings of this for Dragon Ball Z figurines, where they make him look like he just popped out of the anime, like Goku, Vegeta, and so on and so forth. And I kind of want to try a similar take. Either, I don't know about anime painting. I'm not very good at that, but I wouldn't mind trying and try to apply it to this dude here because I like him. He's funny. What's wrong with that? Though sometimes his pictures are a little bit questionable. If you've seen his pictures enough, you know what I mean. Okay, so anyway, back to this. So I have projects going on behind the scenes. It's just I don't do them because I get distracted with other things in life and all that boring stuff. Oh gosh. I messed up. I can fix it, probably. How are things with you guys, all 0 of you? Yes, I'm going to keep bringing it up because I feel like it should be an ongoing joke. I'm not sad. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, so I tried to join Kara. It denied me access, and so I'm just going to wait for the official release. Probably, or I can try again until something works and I actually get in by accident. That is also a possibility, but I feel like that's too much effort. And I'm not really actively like, okay, I need to go there because a whole bunch of people online are saying to delete your art on Instagram and whatever involves AI, delete. And I'm like, geez, that's depressing. I have a lot of stuff on my account at this point. It's like, I have to delete it all now? I have to listen to complete strangers to determine what I do with my account. It sounds kind of counterproductive and weird. At the same time, I don't know. I don't know anything enough about internet. I do try to keep track of things, and I cannot really say that what they're saying is BS. Maybe they have some truth to it. Maybe they had experiences with it, but at the same time, I don't know yet. I'm kind of testing something on my account. I will not say exactly what it is, but I just want to see what happens when I put it there. And I'll just leave it at that. Let's see. Oh my God, why am I tired today? I might take another nap afterwards. Nap time. They should have nap time for adults. Like, you don't have to treat it like, oh, you're a baby, you need a nap. It's important for you. It's good for you. And so you're not always all stressed out and yelling at cars on the ride home, I think if you have designated nap time for a lot of adults, you get a lot less cranky ass adults and Karens online all the time yelling and throwing paper cups at employees and giving people the finger. Like if you had a designated nap time, I'm pretty sure there would be world peace. I'm pretty sure. Designated nap time. I know some work cultures in other countries, it's almost impossible. You know, they have like 12, 13 now, sometimes, you know, almost like so many hours that they don't allow time for a nap, and it's competitive out there and it ends in a very fatal way. We all know what that is. But that's what I'm saying. Have a designated nap time by law so you freaking take a nap. Like, yeah, production is great and all, sales are fine, marketing is fine until your employees over and they are DED. All right. So, I don't know. That's what I think. Like nap time, so we have a lot less hassle. Also, less work time would be great, but we still get like suitable amount of wages to combat what's going on with the freaking bills and groceries. But we cannot live in the perfect world. We have the world that we have in front of us, and we got to make the most of it. Unfortunately, it sucks, especially for some people, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, now what is this? Okay, so this is still pink. Lovely. So I did a whole bunch of things wrong, but that's fine. This is the joy of acrylic paint. If you make mistakes, you originally had a plan and didn't work out, you can always paint over it. Just try not to do too much, or like I mentioned, it gets super chunky. Did I even go in here? Okay. I'll put the slight highlights later. Is there a bit of a purple I can add? And try not to, I know this is neon, but it is very, oh no, wait, I have a purple there. Dork, it's like right there. What are you looking at, lady? Ugh, okay. Don't be dry. It's okay. It's okay. Still good, still good. It's very faint, but I have to blend it in. You know, I keep seeing a lot of these reels and some occasion YouTube channels where they talk about how come millennials look like they're still in their 20s when they're already in their late 30s, pushing 40s and so on, whereas people in their 20s, they look like they're over 40. Like, I don't know. What are you doing? And then people are saying, you know, in jest, like, oh, because we have so many chemicals in our food, so those preservatives are preserving us in the process. And maybe that's to a degree kind of true, because a lot of the things they're calling back, like they're getting rid of, or oh, they have a lot of blah 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 preservatives and additives that are not natural and blah. I grew up with a lot of those things. And they're all telling you, oh, that's still good. It's still good. You can still put that in your face hole. Yeah, that's fine. And then guess what? Cancer causing agents, microplastics, salmonella, you know, like, oh my gosh, man. And the salmonella is in like the stuff that's supposed to be healthy for you. Like, where is this? What is this bizarro world that we live in? it's so weird and annoying, and I hate it. And so, you try to be healthy, and then turns out the things like, oh, eggs are good for you. Oh my God, that ongoing fight with whether or not eggs are good or bad for you. These quacks, I swear to God. Make up your mind. I want to be healthy, but you keep pussyfooting around. What are you doing? So, I don't know what I would say what is causing that. I think one factor to consider is we lived in a time, I guess I am considered a millennial. I just hate these damn labels. I'm like, oh, you hate labels, but you consider yourself a thing. That's a label. It's like, no, that's just what it is. There's labels in what you are, okay? Make up your mind. Go to school. So I think some factors that are at hand as millennial, we did not have as much internet. Maybe in our but the majority of my life involved internet, but I think it was in its infancy stages where it was fun and exciting, and there was not as much judgment until way later on. But it was a lot. I remember it feeling a lot more fun and interesting back then. Afoot, especially as a teenager, don't be surprised. They never left. In fact, they multiplied by a lot. But at the same time, though, I think we still had more opportunities to want to go outside, to go to the mall, to go to the parks, to go to theme parks, and things were a lot cheaper back. That's another factor. Things are a lot cheaper back then. We didn't have to worry as much. So it's not so much it's internet's fault. There's a whole bunch of factors at play, like during those time frames, right? Like money was, well, there was still money issues and, bailouts and all this kind of crap. We still had money, and it was still a lot more successful back then compared to now, where, COVID happened, inflation happened, people aren't hiring, even if you put in applications. Everything's expensive. Rent is expensive. Drinking water is expensive. Being healthy is expensive. It's like, oh, just be healthy and do this and that. It's so much more expensive being healthy. Do you know that? Do you know that? Whereas if you get instant fast food, it's just right there and it's dirt cheap. Even if there is inflation, there's still a cheaper alternative compared to the healthy foods. Though actually, if you go to like Chinese or Asian supermarkets, I shouldn't tell about that secret, and probably some Asians will get mad at me, but it's a lot cheaper there because I've noticed people that are not Asian lurking in the Asian grocery stores recently, like, oh, it's so much cheaper here than Safeway and Albertsons and all that kind of stuff. Why didn't I go here before? And so they're starting to not flood the gates of Asian markets, but they are realizing that it's a lot cheaper buying groceries and fruits and vegetables in the Asian supermarkets. However, the Asian markets also are facing inflation too. I can tell the difference in prices, but compared to main chain stores like Safeway and all those other places, it's still much cheaper compared to their inflation. So it's like, what? Okay. But sometimes some Asian markets don't have things that US markets do have. So yeah, just bear that in mind. It's okay. It's okay. Another factor about being younger, I think it's also genetics. That cannot be helped. There's always genetics at play. As for me, I know for sure I don't look my age. Do you want to know my age? Well, too bad. I don't know you that well. But I definitely don't look or sound like my age. And some people say, oh, you need to act young. You need to enjoy life, be your inner child. And no, I don't like that. I just like some things that I still liked when I was younger, and that's okay. But I've seen people go to baby parks, like when I take my kid to the park and they're like in their mid to late 20s and they're playing the parks like a little kid. I don't like that. That's why they have stupid signs there. Please bring a child with you if you're going to go in the park. No adults alone. Did you know they have that? They do. It's kind of funny. It's like you have to be accompanied by a child if you're an adult. Those are those signs, right? You can't just go by yourself because they look at you weird. But yeah, I don't think forcing yourself to act young, I don't think that makes you look young. I think that makes you look older, in fact. Don't force yourself if you want to act young. You either are or you're not. If you force yourself, some people can tell that you're faking and it's kind of off-putting, and don't do that. Just let it happen naturally. That's all you can do. And if you still like, and if you like having fun with that kind of stuff, that's totally fine too. I just don't like those who force themselves too much when it's a bit unnecessary. Don't do that. But who am I to tell you what to do and what you cannot do? Okay, it's up to you. I just find it really weird. I see like 10 adults at the jungle gym and there's no child in sight. It's like, I'm pretty sure you're not 6 to 10 years old. Anyway. Okay, the blending is a lot better now. Just a little needs. I messed up. Okay, I guess it's meant to be. It's fine. So this is the boring process of blending, where if you mess up, you have to keep blending over and over and over. And this is the downside about using the card art. It's gonna be kind of annoying. But it is what it is. What can you do? Just deal with it. Okay, so this part, it's kind of icky. Now I need some blue. I should have darker blue, but I'm going to do the lighter blue first before I switch to dark blue. Yeah, this is going to be on one card, so this is going to be a thing where I don't do multiple things and then I just focus on one thing. So already 36 minutes. Yeah, this takes a lot longer, but when I'm off camera, I'm a lot faster. I don't know why that is, but I guess because I'm nervous. Why are you looking at me? I always have that kind of weird mental discussions in my brain, but I always tell, shut up, let me work. The things I do to entertain myself. Sheesh. Okay, so this is not the right blue. What are you doing? Well, I gotta put it here anyway. I feel like this is not correct. Where is the other blue, you jerk? It's too green. Did I put it in here? Okay, there's one of them, but I worry it's not good enough. Ugh. Why did I do that? It's not too bad. But I don't like doing that. Oh, that's my friend. Don't mind that. They're good. So, okay, I guess this will do. I'll try to mix it with this. Maybe this will help. Maybe. Yeah, while I do like making the comic book pop culture stuff, anime, manga, and all that stuff, that I grew up with, there are these instances where I need to step out of that once in a while before I get too bored and I have to do something else, like sunsets and ocean thingies. I am a sucker for those. They just have such gorgeous colors. And it's really hard for me to try to replicate that in paint. I mean, it's much easier to do that on digital art, or you could go on Procreate and just do, like, you get a picture and you take the ink drop option to copy the exact same colors. Yes, I know. I could just do that. I have the freaking Procreate behind me and it's being neglected as I speak. But where is the fun in that? Why? I mean, this isn't really fun in my opinion, but I do not mind a challenge every so often to see if I can replicate the colors, or I can, if I fail at it, which happens quite often, I tend to just, okay, let's just see what happens with these colors the best in my ability. And 8 out of 10 out of 10. And while there is that stereotype, like, oh, if it's not perfect, in the trash, I know there's that kind of stereotype with artists. I don't throw most things in the trash unless I really, 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 really hate it. And I don't think I've had a drawing that deserves that much hate, or I don't remember and I just shove it away somewhere so I don't have to look at it. There is also that option. You can do that. But I try not to. There are instances, though, where I might find old work and maybe I can try to replicate. Like, let's see how I improve compared to my 13-year-old self. And I do have that in my Instagram Reels. It's pretty good. I was like, oh, okay, I can do that now. At the same time, though, I don't have that much fun doing that all the time. Just once in a while, it's okay. Like, oh, okay, I learned a lot this time around. But then when I do it too much and I pick things that I gave a crap about in my childhood and I apply to myself as an adult, I don't like them as much. There's a lot of things that I thought I would like as an adult as well, because a lot of people my age, they like the things that they liked as children, and they redraw things like Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Ninja Turtles, Batman, the animated series, and all that stuff. I'm not clowning on that. It's just for some reason, as I got older, I almost have zero interest in them. I can like, oh, I remember that. That was cool. And then I can reminisce about that. But in terms of recreating it in art, I don't have much of a motivation. It's kind of weird. I would like to. It's just I don't know why. The things I am interested, I think it's more like things people don't pay attention to. I like those more because I feel like they need some love. They deserve some attention. How come they don't get attention? And this applies to Sanrio characters, where they always focus on Hello Kitty, My Melody, Pom Pom Pudding, Cinnamon Roll, and so forth. Like, you know, they have over 400, if not 500 Sanrio characters, right? What about those other guys? But even the characters I do paint, they're still pretty recognizable. There are much lesser known characters and some questionable ones. But there are some ones I have been meaning to paint. I just never got around to doing them. Or I can also see this design. It looks not so great and I could try to tweak it. That is also a possible idea for future projects. But right now I'm kind of like, I don't know. Lately I've been tired and dealing with stuff. So I'm not as proactive with art things lately. And I'm kind of sad about that. I think I just need to catch up on sleep and then I should be fine. I've been busy and worrying about my health results. And actually, if you really want to know, I will not be super specific. I don't like airing out any laundry, good and bad, too much. But basically, for my doctor's appointment, I was told that I'm pretty much healthy. I just have to have a better eating and lifestyle and exercise, and I will check in a few more in several months from now. So I was like, okay, that's great. I'd rather have that than like more invasive severe treatment. Like if my health was really that bad and they would consider using more invasive treatment and biopsies to determine what's really, you know, that could have been the case. And that was what was also worrying me. And thankfully it was not. But I feel for those who have that unfortunate news. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm not like yeah, ha, ha. No. I feel for you. I'm sorry. I hope things do get better, or whoever you are that has such health issues. Because nowadays, a lot of health issues are so prevalent nowadays, and you kind of wonder what's going on. And then you hear about all these additives and preservatives and chemicals that are put in our food, water, clothes. The clothes we wear also have chemicals. It's like everything, like we are made of chemicals. Let's not deny that, but there's a lot of manufactured chemicals that really damage our bodies. And then you start talking like that, and like, oh, you're woke, you know, like, no, it's like, this is the process they do when they make your clothes, when they put, you know, they prepare your food before it goes to the supermarket. You know, that's a thing, right? So it's so like really stressful. Like you want to be healthy, but how can you when everything around you is like reeking of chemicals? It's tiring. So I understand why people are aging faster, because there's so many stresses out there and the internet doesn't make it any better. They keep reminding you, oh, you can't have water anymore. There's microplastics in it. Oh, you can't breathe air. It's polluted like crazy out there. Like what? Okay, I could just stay home then. Oh, if you sit too long on the toilet or you sit too long on the chair, your posture goes bad and you may have osteoporosis. Or, you know, they can also make things up too, just so they get clicks and likes and all that stuff. And people also believe the things. Yeah, like what I'm saying. Even though I'm saying all these things, there's a whole bunch of truths out there, and then a whole bunch of bent truths or lies that can be made to be clickable. And okay, that one sounds pretty accurate, and then turns out, we're just fucking with you. We just wanted clicks and views. It's like, geez, man, you can't win in this life, it seems. I'm sorry I'm like getting into these rants, but that's what it feels like when you go online all the time. So I can understand why younger generations are aging so much faster. They're easily exposed earlier in their ages to internet And when they find out the news and they talk about only bad things and car robberies and racism and systemic racism and, politics is bad and everything is bad and climate, these are all the things I'm listing at the top of my head. And you imagine hearing that on a daily basis on your phone and a mini computer in the palm of your hand. Can you kind of see why people are aging much faster than they should? They stick their faces to the damn screen too much. And I'm saying this on the internet. So I understand where they're coming from. And I do have those phases too, where, you can just look down on your screen. Next thing you know, 5 hours pass. Like, what? Already? Next thing you know, the sun came out. What? Already? It gets like that. You have to force yourself to turn shit off and go to bed. Otherwise, and then there's also reels of people just scrolling on their phone into 4 or 5. I used to do that when I couldn't sleep due to my stomach issues years ago. Now that I don't have that much stomach issues, I have no excuse. I got to go sleep or at least take naps at some point. So you have some element of rest. Who's bothering me? Oh, it's Etsy. I'm sorry. I'm yammering on about, but that's what they keep shoving in our faces on social media. And so I'm sorry for ranting. It's just really annoying having to hear all that stuff and being lectured. You go online to have fun, and then you find out the weight of the world just is tumbling on your shoulders unless you make donations, unless you are proactive, unless you start you become an activist online. And oh my God, it's like, ugh. And then it gets like that. You have to turn off that damn phone or just stay away from it. Do some art, do some other hobby that's not related to. Yeah, it's a lot harder than it sounds nowadays, right? Oh, thank you for the like, whoever it is. I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean it. I'm sorry I come off as aggressive. I'm around kind of aggressive people and they're kind of gruff in their voice, so I don't sound like an introvert. I think I mentioned this before. But yeah, I wish, not really wish. I used to sound more meek sounding and mumbling my words. I still mumble my words. You can kind of hear when I misspoke in previous live streams. I have that. I do get tongue-tied easily, but I do try to correct myself when I notice it. At the same time, though, is this okay? So I try to improve my speech, and I feel like it's not going well, but I try anyway. It's better than not trying at all than just staying the same person all the dang time, especially when you need to improve yourself. I try to do that, but sometimes it feels like I take at least 50 steps backwards. Is this good enough? This looks too dark. What is that? Oh, I think maybe someone's doing yard work nearby. So, yeah. Oh, I also heard online that there was a kind of, what is it? A not car show, but like they do, drag racing of some sort where there's like a bunch of scraggly kids getting in like large groups. And I'm just describing what I saw on Reels, okay? And they're like spinning. It's spinning. The cars are spinning around doing donuts. And then one of the cars caught on fire by the Ferry Plaza. I've been there with my kid, okay, and my husband. And then they're doing that stuff. Thankfully it's like at nighttime at like 2 a.m. But it's like, geez, man. What's wrong with sleep? Didn't I just mention go to sleep? You'll live longer. No, sleep is for the weak apparently. And so they do that stuff. They burn cars, or the car caught on fire, and then they just make it worse. And then they like, oh, see how bad San Francisco is. It's horrible. That's just a small portion of San Francisco. Okay, get a map. You have Google Maps. You have no excuse. Okay, you can't be assuming everything on the news is correct. And that's another thing. There's a lot of misinformation on the news, and they always try to focus on everything is bad. San Francisco is bad. Do you see that? Look at that. They're all bad. Blah. Look, what they focus on in the news, at least from what I've seen, it's only in the downtown area. outside of downtown area, they don't talk about that much. And then they try to show the more positive things outside of San Francisco downtown. But people don't want to hear it. They're like, isn't there poo there? Oh, there's a poo map. It's like, oh my God. That's what it sounds like when I hear those comments. That annoying ass voice, because it helps me feel better. This is my way of coping. Applying those comments with really annoying ass grating voices. And then, okay, it's a lot less serious when they sound like that, right? So I just find that really dumb that people don't use their heads more. Like, as much as you want to talk bad about other cities and states, we don't really, there's a good chance a lot of us never been there before. And so we cannot always assume the worst, which is what the news and online news especially does that to our brains, where it's so easy to see all the bad stuff and to remember the bad stuff than actual good stuff. Because if that were the case, that was all of San Francisco, every single one of us, my family included, we would not even be here. We would go someone else. But some people do not have that option. And then also, we don't live in that damn downtown area, thankfully. If you live in the downtown area, that's your own damn fault. Whoever told you to live there, you have a choice to not live there. And also, you get tricked. I think I remembered looking into some housing and apartments and condos in the downtown. They try to ensnare you, okay? Because they make the apartments way cheaper. Well, maybe it's like 1,000 something, or maybe a few, like maybe 800 something to 1,200, something like that. And people think, oh, it's a lot better than going outside of the downtown area. But that's because that's the most loudest and the most chaotic. That's the one they show you on the news. Okay, there is some truth to that, but it's in that area. Outside of that downtown area, it's not that bad. Okay. So I just want to emphasize, I used to clown on my city, my home city, and to some degree I do, because that's because I live there. But at the same time, when dumbasses, okay, I'm going to call you a dumbass for not informed enough. They just take everything at face value and assume, oh yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. Especially when I hear tourists talking bad about San Francisco, and I saw that in Hawaii, and they were saying it in German, but they said San Francisco when they saw an area that was in Hawaii when we first arrived there. And then there's an area that looks kind of not so great looking. And then these two Germans were looking at each other, and this lady said, San Francisco, German, German, German. And I was like, you're lucky I don't throw a shoe at you, you know? So what, I don't know, for those of you who talk bad about where you come from, but then when you hear other people talk bad about it, it's like that little brother you make fun of, but then when they start picking on that little brother, you start defending them. That's what I feel like how it is with San Francisco. Like, you talk crap about it. And then when you hear some no-name weirdo who's only been there as a tourist act like they know the world of San Francisco, and then they talk smack about it, you're like, but I let it go. I also don't want to be featured on TikTok for harassing a tourist. It's like, geez, man, uneducated much. Sorry, it's a bit ranty. It's just, this is what internet does. It makes you rant more, I noticed. And it made my painting not much better. So this is ugly. This is my results of 53 minutes, unfortunately. But okay, let's set you down there to dry. It's kind of wonky. I don't have to worry too much about this. I will put this aside. So this is a book I've been meaning to show that by itself. I think I have another one. Oh no, I think I made that into a children's book, but it was a book that my son helped me write, because it's all based on what he said as a little boy. And I figured that would be a great book, but then I never got around to doing it. So I might consider that as well. But you'd be surprised how many freaking pages are in this book. This is a lot. I would probably lose attention after this much pages. And everyone keeps leaving because I'm not talking about the Korean War shorts. I have been going to the comments every so often, but I'm not as frequent, just because, I was worrying about some things and taking care of some things behind the scenes. But now that most of the stuff is taken care of, I have one more appointment next week. Oh my God, I'm sweaty. What, are you kidding? What the heck? Good thing I'm not showing that. You're welcome. But Is it really that warm? I thought I was. Oh, dang it. Okay. So sorry, I'm sweating. And so, what else can I do? Can I wrap something up? Do I have? Oh, I was gonna draw. What's her face? My Yaya from Princess Jellyfish, but I kind of want a better idea. So I'm looking for things to draw, and I'm like, what the heck? I'll draw my Yaya, and I guess no, this one's too scraggly. Right? Oh, maybe this is. Oh no, this one's kind of messed up. Okay, so some pink needs fixing. That's annoying. Lovely. Okay, so I'll just start a little bit on my Yaya and call it a day. Sorry, I was ranting too much. I know, and he's supposed to be talking about art things. I'm like, I think I mentioned before, I don't always talk about art things, despite how I sound. Actually, in real life, I don't really talk about art things because I kind of don't care in terms of words. I'm not very good at talking about art things, I noticed. Because I know a few people that tried to talk to me about art things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I agree, and then I kind of just drop it because I'm not very. I did do like I went to art history class, fell asleep, got a B. I also did some art classes, but they weren't like much challenging, and I did pick up a few things, but not much like a groundbreaking discovery. Like, oh, that's how you do it now. I will change everything that I know about art. I never had that epiphany with classes. Thankful. I maybe I should be thankful for that. But at the same time, I just do what I like, basically. Nothing wrong with that, right? Also, the reason why the playing card art doesn't get done as much is because, well, I don't have enough storage for them, but I think I have to buy another card deck or two storage. The other thing is I like the message cards way more for some reason than this, surprisingly. I think because I'm already committed to that, and then I have to switch gears with this one, which is a little weird because this one has some kind of ridges on them, a texturing on them. And so I'm going to try to draw my Yaya from. I didn't know she had that severe of a makeover, and it was like not funny, not the funniest thing. I was like, it's kind of interesting that she likes the uh the cabochons or the capsule toys, and she's like modeling in like very high designer clothing, and then she's talking about capsule toys. I just think that's kind of funny. But apparently she's like she has model-esque features. I didn't know. I was like, what? I know that she'd had a makeover in the anime, but then they went a whole other direction afterwards. I was like, oh, okay. So I thought that was kind of cool. But unlike Tsukimi, she still stayed to her own way. Sorry, I saw a fruit fly. It's summer's around the corner, and fruit flies are like, it's time to feast. But yeah, I think I like Mayaya more than Tsukimi because she is very direct with what she wants, but she also does have her moments where she's super bratty and she doesn't want to grow up because everyone takes care of her. And then when that is out of the window, she kind of doesn't function very well. But because her family still loves her, they still give her allowances per month, I think. And I don't encourage that behavior, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, this is just a character. Don't take it too seriously. But I just think her character design and her, I don't know about her growth as a character because she doesn't seem to do much, but she still cares about her friends. So I guess the dress stuff needs work, though. I might have to change the dress. It's a bit much. So she has this, their theme is jellyfish, right? So they try to make dresses like similar to a jellyfish. some of these designs are a bit too much for me. I'm not too big on big, poofy, fashionable couture things. I just like, well, minimalistic's a bit too less. I like the balance of both, rather, where it's kind of wild and out there, but at the same time, not enough to be reported to by the police, you know? And oh my God, I used to watch, do you want to know one of my secret shames? I used to watch America's Next Top Model for a handful of seasons, but the recent seasons I stopped. I was just tired. And they have, what's so funny, that show, they have been clowning on Tyra Banks and her concepts, especially the one where they do race bending. The funny thing though is it's still successful in other countries, like I think in Turkey and Spain, Asian countries. I think there was Asia's Next Top Model, but they're really pretty, like ridiculously pretty. I saw like a few seasons of that. That one was pretty interesting. And they all speak English. I mean, it's not their first language, most of them, but some of them have a better grasp with English, but then they still speak English, and then they may have like a translator once in a while. But it's pretty similar, just takes place in another country, and they have different cultural, things that they had to adjust to make everyone comfortable, which is okay. I'm totally fine with that. But then they still have those catty people. Like they always have to have those spicy people that cause drama, and then they have the quiet, timid ones that you want them to be like the outlier. You want them to be the underdog who triumphs them all. And then it's like, oh, okay, so it's not that far off from the original concept here. But at the same time, it's like, what? It's kind of weird seeing people from other cultures act very Americanized when it's like, okay, you kind of wonder how they would sound like without, American or westernized influences. But even their concept photos look pretty cool, and I don't mind those as much. But then sometimes the costume or theme designs, they look, what is that? Who said that was good? Or some of their challenges, they don't even make any sense. Like that has nothing to do with modeling. They don't run up like several flights of stairs of a building. And I think I saw one, that's the American version. And then one of the girls was puking, gagging and dry heaving because she went so fast, but she still had to do a photo shoot. So after she's like, hey, and then she has to like strike a pose. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Why would you make models aren't athletically built most of the time? You see how they are. Why would they be rushing up the multiple staircases? What the hell is this? That's insane. Why would you make them do that? So you kind of like, when you watch it at the time, it doesn't seem much questionable until you realize in the model world, they don't really do that much running, and then they make them run up several flights of stairs. Like, Jesus, that's insane. Sorry, I said the name out loud in vain. But at the same time, it's like, man, that's why would they make, I think they try to make it look more dynamic and interesting than what it really is. But actually it's like, isn't that abusing your contestants? And some of them have really messed up stories, and some of them passed away after the show. I was like, oh my God, that's so sad. Oh, I think this is not good. I can fix it. She has a longer face. That's fine. I could figure something. But then everything else has to be longer. I'm not good at drawing smaller scale, unfortunately. Despite what I've been doing, I'm not very good at. I have to cut some areas off. That is a problem. I might want to fix her. I kind of don't like the style that they put her in. But I do like that she is a model, because she's just some middle-aged lady in sweat outfits. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you go. Okay, I think that'll be it for now. Sorry, I was not very productive today. Again, I'm sorry. But in a way, this is realistic, real time viewing of what really goes on with art stuff, and I actually have to talk to you. If I was quiet, I know I'm a lot slower, but because when people are showing up, I kind of feel bad that I'm not saying anything, but I also don't really talk, so this is my brief break from not talking. I guess that's what it is. So what did I do today? Okay, so I did this painting. It's not very good, but I can fix it probably in theory. And then I started on my Yaya. I've been meaning to draw her, so I accomplished one thing. As long as you get one thing done, that's what's important. And I got that in the span of an hour, unfortunately. But at the same time, I don't mind as much. I was ranting a bit about some things online, and I really don't want to make that a theme, an ongoing thing. So after this, I will try to talk about better, more positive things, because I try not to talk about negative things. It's a lot harder when you're a pessimist. But it's okay. I will wrap things up right now. Ugh, this is a little bit messy, but this is actually a safe messy. It's a lot worse when I'm off camera. You're welcome for not looking at that. So till next time, thank you for having me, and I'll see you again whenever I feel like it, as well as next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, bye-bye.